Hello, this is Vulturefire. It has been a couple hours since my last run. So we're still on version 9000. This will be my second ever depth 4 run. The first one got so close and yet so far. And in that time, 2 other beta players were able to win because I'm not actually good at this game. I just play this game a lot. So one of them won with Mirley and the other one used Inna. That was Curse Inna specifically. And I'm not terribly surprised by either of those things. They both seem better positioned than Magyar was. In particular, of course, with Inna you get the advantage of... with Mirley you get the advantage of evasion, and then with Curse Inna, as I mentioned, like the curse will bypass the divinity, which will make your life easier on that level. So I think I'm going to try and put together, I'm going to try and run increasing stab. I think I do want pocket shield. And I'm going to just go up to an extra card. I do also want Frost Enchantment is better than Reclamation by a pretty considerable margin, I think. I don't know that Distill Elements is worth anything here. I just have a second focus. So we do have Death Field. We don't have a way to transform stones in the starting list. We do want Heroic Recovery. One thing we do kind of have an issue with is that we don't have access to any additional strike draw, really. So the deck is going to have, just by necessity, it ends up with more cards, but not really more strike draw. Honestly, Ether Storm is also probably meh. I think we'd rather have, honestly, Royal Coffers, probably, or Mystical Bloom for the growth. Growth feels like it could be valuable here. And we also want to go Elemental Tide over Mana Cycle, because Mana Cycle is a card that is not actually as good in increasing stab decks as I would like. Let's see, let's make sure Frost Enchantment is in the list. We do want to avoid any other spells because we are now on Frost Enchantment, which means that draws strikes or spells, which means that spells are no longer good, are no longer useful to us. Trying to think what all cards we want. So Arcane Rune could be useful. And that's a way to get Rune without that. We do have Mental Growth in the pool, I think. If not, we should. I like Elemental Refraction as a way to start setting up Crystallize. Assassinate for the same reason. Because Crystallize is another way to help us beat Divinity, which could be a problem. I should have Enraging Strike probably. I don't know, Enraging Strike with increasing stab is kind of a mixed bag because it trips fatigue faster, which is a problem for us. Could just go Stone Skin seems fine. Face Grace. I don't hate having more Face Grace. I know we already have one. What other wit sources could we add? Are there any other wit sources that we want? Like Revelation is fine, I guess, but not super exciting. Careful Planning is probably fine because we can just reshuffle anyway. That's more, sure. I don't know that that's actually a card that we want, but we'll try it. Goal here is to not be a failure. So I already burned rerolls. We can go to depth 4. All right, and we get to find out if depth 4 is bugged. So you can see here it says Hollow Maws our depth 4 fight, which is not right. And it's whichever boss we had last clicked on, and I don't know what the deal is with that exactly. I'm still not playing with the Shrine until I've gotten at least one vanilla D4 run, because I am a coward. So we are fighting Maw. And then we're fighting... I don't know what... So Avarice is the one we fought last time. The donut. And I haven't seen Dread yet. And I assume that Manic Presence is just always present there. There's always presence there. Sure. So, love to see this. 50-50 shot on getting the card that we really want here. And then move from there. Guess the name of the game here is how many 50-50 shots can we win? Just do that. And then set up for next turn. Alright, let's see. Okay, our luck isn't the absolute worst. Because it's possible that we could have drawn into exactly the Shadow Focus, which would have been really bad. Or at least really useless. I think I will take the Undying Persistence. So that's 150-50 successful. Which, yeah, always happy to win 50-50s. Fortunately, I have no way to set up Purity here, so. But fortunately, I only have one blade coming in, which is obviously not a huge concern. No luck there on finishing out that fight. That evasion is actually really annoying because we don't currently have a way to deal with it. Which is probably a problem with the deck. That like I just haven't really planned around dealing with evasion. As long as we evade one of these hits, we're fine. We evaded both. And now increasing stab will kill either of them. And then easy stab kill. Battle Glory is nice. I think I play that and then end turn. I have plenty of smoke bombs. For the record, the reason I'm not bothering to get hidden here a lot of the time is that I just don't think it's worth burning hidden if I'm not getting value. Let's get an evasion. just to guarantee that, and we'll go ahead and just do that. That's lethal. Hopefully we evade some of these. We are unfortunately now shocked. There we go. Got an Elements of Prowess. That's very good. Honestly, random extra damage when drawing cards, sure. Don't really want to cut anything yet. Phase raise is a little suspect, but I think it's fine. And I don't generally think Sligay are a huge problem for the increasing stab deck. The poison can be, but I would like to go here and get a shot at it in Rage Persistence. So all right. All right, that's kind of what I was hoping to see. And there's detonation, which will... Runes are changing at some point this patch, but they haven't changed yet. Calculated Step is nice to just have on hand. It's one of those cards that I want to have at some point in the run. Seems fine. Realizing now that cutting the whatchamacallit thing that I cut was maybe a mistake. I think I play that to force a shuffle. Happy to get those evades. Pretty unfortunate draw. But, you know, I was about to say, like, we are literally guaranteed that one of the cards that we draw here will be what we're looking for. Oh, I kept getting confused because, like, we were getting enemy actions, getting actions on enemy turn. I was like, why? And it's because the extra card draw is tripping. Whatever. Actually getting bodied pretty hard by that poison blood into the overflowing bracers. Should he give us lethal? Yeah. Okay. Mystical Bloom would be nice for the growth, but Killer Instinct would be nice for the critical. It does have to have at least one debuff for us to get that, which we can't always hit, which we can't hit right now. We don't have any way to apply debuffs. And later areas will just have debuffs automatically from some things. From in the last area, because like the whatever is going to hand it some debuffs probably, but We take the Mystical Bloom for now. I think the growth is the more important of the things we could get right now. The Shade should be fine. And then obviously our first upgrade is the Stab itself. I should have checked if we had a chance of fighting Crystal Dragon. In my head, I was going to A2 for a card that I realize now we don't actually want. Because I'm a big dummy. I think Face Grace can go. I should have... we went Ether Planes. Because I was thinking like Elemental Strike, because we want that triple rune, but obviously that is not the case. Realizing now that I have badly miscalculated. Then we get 2 trash cards. Yeah, we aren't hidden, which is not great. Fortunately, we can make one of them go away by playing it. Because of the weather. Fortunately, we are not going to be hidden this turn. We do that and hope that... Okay, yep. Rewarded for skillful play. I can get Tough out, or I can just cleanse off one of the burn, which I think is the play. What did I just get rid of? Well, it's fine. It's gone now. So hopefully we didn't need it. Getting pretty unlucky in not finding access to hidden. Although that's kind of just a risk of how this deck is set up right now. Alright, that at least deals with the evasion. This is awkward. I guess I just get rid of the Battle Glory. I think we just do that. Into that. So this fight went miserably due to a combination of reasons. Regardless of which reason was actually responsible, that's obviously not a great sign. I do still want the Enraged Persistence, that's what we're here for. Emergency Evasion is always nice. Cleanse is going to be a concern. Mana, though, is the bigger concern. Which is unsurprising considering how I tend to run my decks. But if we can't find better mana, we are going to have problems. Fortunately, we're no longer dealing with the whatever weather. Not really what I wanted to see, but... I don't know, then you get hands like this where it's like, is the problem my mana or is the problem that I just don't have draw so that I can't? Hunt would be very good to have. So now we have it. I just don't know what all is in that room. All right. Gonna do this. I do appreciate that it decided to do nothing on turn 1. That makes our life easier. Especially since we don't have any idols or anything, so. Conveniently, that turns this on. Although we are not hidden anymore. Probably need more ways to get in hidden. I do like resourcefulness. May end up mulching cards that I would rather not mulch, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Extra mana is nice. And then I like Battle Glory Plus a lot. Not having to spend mana on it makes it a lot easier to use. I just don't know what to cut is the thing. Like, the only thing I think to cut is like a combat ready, and I don't love doing that. I think that's the cut. Okay, so there's a new enemy here. I didn't see the other. Okay, we've got several new enemies, looks like. So we've got Bird, which drops. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Especially because it says retained. This would also be very good, actually. That's also very good. That seems potentially problematic for us. Bloody Rage is not... Nah, it's actually not that good. I do like Chimera Form. Enticing Focus this feels like a pretty good mana card. We'll start here. I'm sure we can do it. We can pull it out. We just need to evade. It's going to cost good. The correct amount of mana. Alright, and now we have growth for next turn. And also bleed for this turn. We don't actually need that for this fight. Boop. Okay, no, we didn't end up taking that. That's right. The shield thing. I could play more cards this turn, but I don't think it's worth it. No point pulling into bleed when we have this close to lethal. Vanish seems good. Potentially cleanse. It is smoke bombs. Starting Mighty Rank was also something we could have considered. Do I really care that much, though? I mean, I also do want to see what this is, I guess. So this is like the sketch version of the art. Like, by the time this releases, it'll have better art. Carnivorous Plant. All right. Actually, let's do this, because then we get the guaranteed crit. Means we get non-temporary evasion. Unless we are getting a trash card, so absolutely it's worth keeping the Calctus up. Okay, just dribbles. I was worried we would get whatever the new card for the area is. Guaranteed crits are delicious. Good opportunity. Oh, it has permanent opportunist 1. Precarious Draw is pretty good. It's been a reroll here. Leaning towards straight clue raising, honestly. But I don't think it's worth rerolling when we already have Precarious Draw offered. Here's another one of these guys. Runes are pretty good. Like I said, had a discussion about how runes are in this awkward position where, like, when they're either too good or too weak. Not a whole lot of wiggle room. Somebody say guaranteed crits. Sanctuary would be nice to have. Yeah. I know, debatable there whether we should have just taken the Blood of Speed. Yeah, we're going to try and get Tranquil Grazing. Growth 12 seems nice. Okay, so it has a Drake Egg on its back, which... I feel like that's a hint. You're just getting growth out there. So what's this thing called? A Miart. Okay, so the Drake Egg didn't do anything. And yeah, I do want that. It's a bit expensive, but I've got a good feeling about it. Should have looked up here and see that we were fighting. Okay, so it does come with a Drake up here. Should have looked up and see that we were going to fight him up here, because then I could have taken this and gotten maybe an evasive flight. Part of it is like, I don't know how many trash cards to expect to. I don't yet have a, like, it feels like sometimes trash card transformation is really important and sometimes it's not. And they just don't have a good feel on it. Yeah. This guy does a lot of shock right off the bat. Not great for us. You get the crit there, which means this is just 15%, right? Yeah, just... Oh man, this is going to win us the game. I guess we could get shock and whatever set up. Mighty and Tough could be very good. But Killer Instinct does draw a strike, which is worth a lot. But again, like, we're struggling to actually get debuffs out, is the problem. But Chimera Form doesn't draw us cards. We're going to take that. None of this does really anything for us. Sure. I don't know that that does a ton for us, but that going to 2 is nice. Does get us an extra critical. Which may be worth it on its own. That goes to... Oh, that just going to 2 mana is nice, because that makes that a lot easier to play out. And that's a card that we want to be able to play out. And then... I think I just... Ride? I don't know. Not removing cards is generally wrong. I could take these fights. But I don't think it's worth taking the extra fights here. Alright, just extra max mana. See what we get here. Okay, forced into another Natha fight. Just non-stop Nathas today, I guess. Alright. Alright, it's ambushed because of that. Which also means guaranteed crits. Play that out so we have it. And then next turn we can hopefully finish out the fight. I realize we're winning quickly enough that like the growth feels ridiculous overkill right now, but I swear it'll be useful eventually. Probably. Doesn't matter which of these we take, we'll take a center one. Let's transform that. Okay. Question, of course, is how much purity is this guy going to set up? Here we can kind of see the problem I was talking about, where it's like we just don't have any debuffs, so that's not doing anything for us. Let's go for it. I really want to be able to get that off. And then honestly, I guess we're getting a shield. Should we say, honestly, I want to get tough, I think. Oh, we already were tough from something. That's fine. So we don't have way through the purity, but that should be fine. And we should just be able to brute force our way through. Honestly, we don't need the battle glory. Less damage than I was expecting, honestly. But we'll sort something out. Blazing Ritual. Just get good mana cards going. That card is still that item is still suicide. That's just not doing much for us. We'll discard. What we would like is like something that applies debuff on strike hit. So this guy's now not messing around. It's just like instantly you get shocked. There's nothing you can do about it. Which I don't think I'm a fan of, because it kind of ruins the learning aspect of the fight. Kind of playing cards at this point to get some growth. Although I can't possibly get enough growth here. Right. We evaded the shock, so we didn't actually get shocked, but still. I think my point stands because obviously that's not something that most characters can do. Right, we've got our runes up, so. And easy kill. Sometimes you don't ask where the damage comes from. Recovery is good if blights start showing up. It's not very good otherwise, but it's a great thing to have in reserve. That's pretty good card once we get rolling. One with Shadows helps us deal with evasion, though, which I think is what we're going to want. I think having extra max Frost, Shock, and Arcane is going to be helpful once we start dealing with like things that are doing triple status in A3. All right. Why did I just get done fighting? Right. Okay. Extra evasion, which is pretty nice. This upgrade is generally very good because it makes the backstabs a lot better. There's also part of me that just wants to like go for. I think we upgrade Death Fields. Having Death Field, having Preparations be free is also very good. It's another card we just like want to be able to play. Does Mana Jolt go? I think so. I'm not certain that that was correct, but... So here's the new mid-boss. It's like a super Marsh Elemental. We lose mana, we gain shield, we get 5... When we play it, we gain sturdy and draw. So neither of those are super appealing. So I think we're heading towards the Precious Clear Focus. Alright, fatigue does matter in this fight. This guy hits real hard. Give me a second. Alright, let's donk. I'm going to pitch that, which is kind of risky, but finally a chance to get Shrivel, to get whatever value. Not a ton I can do here. Although the main reason I did that, by the way, was to get to the 6th point of growth. Although all right. Just gonna play that and hope that we don't get too badly bodied. Getting pretty good luck on those evades. Obviously that makes life easier. And that means that's now online. So that just lied, because I just did outright 263 when the preview was 201, and nothing would have changed. That's interesting. Continuing the Frost Enchantment, I think we're going to reroll here and try and get... I guess that's fine. I actually do like the Elements of Refraction a little bit, because it lets us start getting Crystallized set up. Well, it's bad against these guys. Alright, let me think. Okay, that's what we can do. Oh, I should have done that first. Guess the advantage is that now I get to save that for next turn. Do that because we are about to trip Opportunist. We can go and get another pop. Okay, so they can now shrivel. I'm going to do this just to try and get a freeze out. That's unfortunate. Well, there's still a chance that we freeze, but if not, we're going to lose. Hey, got the 1 out of 3. All right. Crystal sprites doing work. Just finish it off with this. Actually, we can just finish off with that. Bye. I bet we still just get bodied by the A4. I feel like this deck is not super well positioned to deal with A4 enemies. Fortunately, I can't afford to spend a reroll here as much as I would like to. I don't think we need that. Because we do need clear focus, so I can't afford to spend a reroll there. Getting these upgrades is nice. They then do more. What are we dealing with in? So, fight that and get a Ravenous Intent, I think. I'm dealing with Prowlers. Just thinking like, is it worth upgrading the whatchamacallit, the sprites? Because they're just also just going to get got, basically immediately. I guess Vanish being upgraded is also pretty good. I guess I should go ahead and do that. I want to just save that for next turn. Decent chance we get to evade the Arcane. And sure enough. And we've got to keep both of our evasions, which is nice. Kind of hoping we just get the kill on that Dorcam. There we go. Like so. Just get the Wits the mana boost. It's not quite lethal, but certainly not bad. Just transform that. Because that guarantees a crit. Fight. Clear focus. It just doesn't do that much for us. This doesn't really either, unless we can find... Got one more shot at Persecute. But all do the mock cards do? Swirling Ritual isn't going to do anything, but Swarming Ray... No, because we don't want another spell. And Swirling Ritual is... I don't think we want either of those. I'm going to take that because it's a good card, but not doing 10-4s right now. We're just rolling. Okay. So kind of, as is usually the case with this fight. Oh, okay, no, never mind. I was gonna say, like, does it only summon one on turn one now? And the answer is it does still summon two. These gonna be one shots, only if they crit. But hey, we got a crit. I can do that. I'm trying to get a freeze here, which looks like that may not happen. It's good to have drinks, you know? That seems like a way to get. Donk. We can just go and do that for good measure. And hey, got a debuff. Let's do that. Frost Rune still doing work. Should upgrade that. Alright, I think we will be able to play this. Yep. Alas, poor sprite, you served us well. This is pretty good. Elemental Tide is also pretty good. But I like having another maybe one mana way to do that. I think we've got enough Frost Runes that that's not necessarily crucial. This probably beats out that at this point. And then I think, yeah, we upgrade the one with shadows. And then I think we're just moving. Deciding what to cut is still difficult, and thinking is bad, etc. Well, I am now realizing that, of course, this is a shorter A3 because now that D4 exists, A3 is shorter. Oh, so they start with crazy amounts of lifesteal. So that's, huh. So they heal for, yeah, it was 30 healing off of dealing 12 damage. Which is, feels, I don't know, slightly excessive. And they're just going to get evasion for this turn, because we couldn't get hidden. Maybe I should have upgraded the, whatchamacallit at some point, the shadow focuses at some point. Yeah, 75 damage from that. Not bad. We just take another Vanish rather. It's another source of smoke bombs, which as we've seen is kind of a concern. Is the elemental refraction actually worth it? I don't know that it is. Yeah, I know that trip's opportunist, but I think we just get evasion this turn because we have a lot of hits coming in, including several relatively large hits. All right. I think this is worth it. Yeah, that was worth it. We are out of Frost Rune, but hopefully we can find more this turn. And hey, we found more this turn. Although messed up, but recovered. Oh, this is gonna trip Opportunist though immediately, but healing back some of the damage we took. Okay. I don't think we need that. I think we're going to reroll here. Spend one more reroll. Persecute. All right, that's what I was looking for. Which will hopefully do some things for us. We'll see. That may have been an absolute waste. There we go. All you need to do is get the 100% chance to crit in your golden. And let's go ahead and do that to shuffle up. So fortunately this time we're just fighting Maw instead of some new monstrosity, so should be relatively straightforward. Although, I think we did get starting fatigue there, which is always super annoying. Starting fatigue is one of those tricks that Oneday has found that I'm not a fan of. He's just really obnoxious. Maybe it's just the decks I play, but I don't really enjoy fighting that. There's Decay, which is nothing. It's like, I'm not a fan. So we do get to do that. Okay. That was not the card I was thinking I was playing. Okay, so these will draw us directly into increasing stabs, which is nice. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping to see mana there. May as well get that because I think this is going to be the last turn. All right, there we go. I don't think that necessarily does enough to help us. Take Mana Surge. That is relevant. That's relevant. Gonna upgrade. I don't hate just getting like extra critical and lethal. I like Vanish Plus a lot, so we're doing that. Yeah, I just don't know about the calculated deception. Like, transforming cards is such a weird thing to get right. Cultivate's kind of meh. Okay, yeah, and then A4 does just bug out. Rip. So that's the run. That's the run. Rip. And then we never know if depth 4 works. Okay. Bye.